in a few moments. We will begin with Marc Gobé.
Marc Gobé, who focuses on connecting brands emotionally.
I wrote emotional branding because I had the feeling that people love brands, but that brands did not love people back. We worked with Coca-Cola, Starbucks, Victoria's Secret, IBM, Estée Lauder, Telefonica, Speedo, Abercrombie & Fitch. Those were emotional, those were sensory. We want people to feel involved, to feel engaged. Some people say don't touch, we say touch. When we designed the Godiva store, we brought wood because it is sensory. We brought metallic colors to the Gillette line because it was cool and fresh. And when designing the flagship store for Ann Taylor, we brought limestone because we wanted to make it residential. It is at the same time a retail store, but also a piece of advertisement. Take colors, for instance. Red is a color of power, the most dominant color in the spectrum. Yellow. Yellow is the color of the sun. I travel the world just to understand yellow plunging into yellow, because there is an energy.
It's called as amarelinhas, which are little yellow ones.
And we brought it back into a new design for Coca-Cola. This little addition of yellow on the cans changed completely the perception of the brand. 3 months later, John Galliano, the Dior designer, had 3 models for his fall collection wearing the Coca-Cola cans in their hair. This is the power of sensory experience. This is how people connect to brands. For the past 2 years, I've traveled the world. I went to South America, Asia, Hong Kong, Tokyo, Europe, Eastern Europe. That's where I had my first book. Shanghai, Seoul, Africa, Paris, Brussels, and the United States. I've been everywhere to see what brands were doing to connect with people emotionally. And it was horrible. Advertising or brand expression became so oppressive and excessive that it forced people to hate brands. They saw a tremendous amount of imperialism coming from brands, like the need to dominate, the need to push, the need to compete by an excessive form of communication, excessive engagement. Brands want to force themselves into people's lives. There was so much arrogance in the way brands were communicating with people, and I could see rejections everywhere because it was about imposing a message that people did not want. I went to Sao Paulo, where the mayor banned all form of outdoor media, all outdoor advertising. And people didn't want to have this excess of advertising in their neighborhood. And that brought on another topic, the power of graffiti art. But in most countries, people consider a nuisance. It's becoming this language that expresses the emotional reality of millions of people. It is the only form of art that some segment of the population will ever see. They won't go to a museum, it's too expensive or too far. The street is their museum. So the true polluters are not the graffiti artists in many regions, it is the advertisers. Sao Paulo might be telling us a lot about how advertising will be perceived in the rest of the world. And I think everybody should listen because it will impact the reputation and the effectiveness of your brands. Something has to change. This renewal is now and will change art and the identities of the cities. Something has to give. Clearly there is a change. We have to find a new language. Google, Twitter, Facebook, Apple, Hulu, Zappos, all those corporations are changing the world as we know it.
The most important company in the world right now is Google. It's how we find people, how we buy stuff, it's how we research at the earth itself. Pretty much every huge revolution. That's way bigger than Woodstock.
This is as big as the invention of the printing press by Gutenberg. People are not buying brands, they're buying the culture, behind those brands. And all those corporations are about transparency. People don't want to talk to faceless corporations. They want to talk to the people that are inside those corporations. I think with Tori, you know her, you like her, you want to have a conversation with her. She becomes, an ambassador for brand and someone you can have a connection with. Corporations that have a deep emotional connection with them.
Hi, I'm Jean. To carry this book around, I must love this, because I don't carry things. Okay. I think you're fabulous. I hear you all the time. Every time you come to New York, I come to hear you. I read the first book, I read the second book. Now I want to hear about this.
Corporations don't own brands. People own brands. And this revolution will separate those that will survive from those that will die.